Hi everyone, welcome to Be Smart Together. Please click subscribe and turn on the notification to avoid missing valuable videos. Also, feel free to drop a comment or any Power Query questions. I am keen to share my Power Queries Excel modeling knowledge with you. Look at this sales summary report. Any problem? There is no problem. Until.
Hey KT, can you get a summary report summarized by quarter and by state?
Then, you start thinking about what Excel formula to use when the headers are not across every column. You start building the requested summary. And, you start thinking again. Why aren't the report in this format? So you can slide and dice the data quickly. Today, I want to show you how to convert this multi-headers report to a structured data format, and bring it into Power Query without turning it into a table. Let us begin. Go to the Data tab, Get Data, Get File and from Workbook. Select the workbook that we are currently working on, then click Import. Next, select the Sales Report worksheet, then click on the Transform Data. The challenge with the dataset is multi-headers and the state and suburb being under one column. This is our end goal. The first step to promoting headers dynamically is to add a custom column and apply this formula. Then name the new column, Create Record. Click OK to continue. Let's preview one of the lists. The Record.ToList formula converting each row of data into a list. Create another custom column and name it Header Row. We want to use the List.ContainsAny formula to help us search through each list from the Create Record column for the keyword suburb. It returns true if the keyword is found. The next step is to add an index column starting from 1. Then filter the header row column for only the true value. This number represents the row of the header. We need this number to make the query dynamic. Click on the number, right-click, and then select Drill Down. The number has now become a value for our dynamic input. Let's rename the step to Header Row. The next part we want to do is to get and transform the multi-headers. The first step is to click here to add a custom step. We want this step refers to the navigation step, but the word navigation is a default name and not the actual reference code. So click on the step after the navigation. Highlight and copy this reference code, then return to the custom step and replace the default reference code with the copied one. Now we have the original table. We want to keep the top 5 rows. Go to the Home tab, Keep Rows and select Keep Top Rows. Enter the number 5 in the box and click OK. The number 5 is static. Replace it with headers row to turn it into a variable. The next step is to transpose the table. Then Ctrl-A to select all columns, and define those columns to text to avoid error at a later stage. The highlighted are hard-coded. Replace the code with this formula. The Table.Column names formula gets the column name as a list, and the List.Transform formula transforms each item from the list to text. There are gaps in the dataset. We need to use the fill down function to fill out the gap. Again, the highlighted list is hard-coded. Let's apply the Table.Column names formula to make it dynamic. Now we can combine those columns. You can use the merge function, but I'm not a fan in this case. It added a separator for each column even if there were no values. Let's delete the merge step. We add the Table.ToRows formula to the existing formula. The Table.ToRows formula turns each row of a table into a sublist. Let's preview one of the lists. Now we need to apply the List.Transform with Text.Combine formulas to help us combine the text. The Text.Combine formula combines each item and each list with a specified separator. This merging method ignores the blank or null columns. Now, let's convert the list to a table. Go to the Transform tab and click on Transpose to transpose the table, and then rename the step to Header. We have now got the header transformed. The next part is to get the body. We want to add a custom step and refer to the navigation step. We want the data to be on row 5 because we already have the header transformed. Go to the Home tab, Remove Rows and select Remove Top Rows. Then enter the number 5 in the input box and click OK. The number 5 is static. Replace it with headers row to turn it into a variable. Rename the Remove Top Rows step to Body. It is time to add a custom step and apply the Table.Combine formula to combine the header to the body. The Table.Combine formula appends two or more tables into a single table. Let's promote the header. Select the first column and split the column by colon. The highlighted is the naming list for the split column. Let's update it. There are gaps in the state column, so we need to select it and click on Fill Down. The next is to select the first two columns and unpivot all other columns, the date columns. We then select the attribute column and go to the Transform tab, and we want to use the split function to split the column by the custom separator. You can delete the highlighted code to enable dynamic flow when it splits the column. It is only applicable to the split function. Let's load the data to Excel. It looks great. There is one bonus tip. I will show you how to handle the column names, attribute.123 and so on dynamically. Create a new worksheet and name it whatever you like. Then, create a mapping table maps the Power Query header to the new name. Import the table into Power Query, rename the query to rename and keep the last two columns. Add a custom step and add the Table.ToRows formula. Let's preview one of the lists and then switch to the sales report query. Rename any of the attribute columns to whatever. We then want to replace the highlighted list to rename. Here is a quick summary of what we have achieved in this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you find this video helpful. Please don't forget to click like if you like the video.